Green interwebs, this is Jackie K, and I have a question for those of you who do Pokemon battles. Is Raichu a Sing? Because I've never really thought of Raichu actually being a thing people use for battles. Yet I'm pretty sure this is the second video I have that features a Raichu. And I believe the Raichu actually does a good job in this battle. So I must know, is Raichu a Sing, or am I just getting lucky? Although I'm not sure if it'd be lucky or unlucky, or just luck in general. I never would expect to see Raichu this much. And I don't recall seeing Raichu used in a battle after this one. At least at the time I'm commentating this video, because I will admit I'm actually starting to get a bulk, and I would like it to stay a bulk. But we won't know until the video goes up. Anyways, if you do know anything about Raichu, or you like using Raichu, comment below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on Raichu. But enough blabbling about the battle before having the battle, let's actually show why I'm so fascinated by this Raichu. Starting off the battle, my opponent here is going to lead off with the Raichu, while I lead off with Charizard. Bad start! So, the safe swap is inevitable, although my opponent decides to go for the safe play. So maybe it would have been worth it to bring in my Diddle at this point, but I feel like having my Umbreon here would be better, just in case he does something besides the Thunderbolt. This is what shocks me about this Raichu, it actually has Toxic. If I would have known that, for one, I wouldn't have gone for Toxic myself because of Synchronize. But Raichu being used for Toxic? Well, I guess... Like I said, I've never really seen Raichu too often in battles. So it actually being a major player in the battle alone is a bit shocking, let alone the way that it does the battling. Anyways, it's time for my Umbreon to do what my Umbreon does best. Poison and then confuse things. I am sorry, but that's the way my Umbreon has to play. Although, Toxic Stalling is not really an option, even if I wanted to do that, because I have Toxic myself. Well, you know, this Raichu is a Toxic Stall. Even worse than mine, because it has to Protect. I would not have seen that coming. Is this really how you play with Raichu? And yes, I am just as fascinated with this Raichu moveset as I am now. I must capture this Raichu moveset for myself and observe it in action. So let's swap out this Umbreon and bring in my Diddle so we can actually do some experimentation with this moveset on my side of the battlefield. As fascinating as this Raichu is, I am not a scientist on the level of Morel. I do not think that going over and trying to dissect this thing is an option. So maybe this is an obvious play and I shouldn't have gone for the Protect. But this was his first Pokemon and I wasn't sure what else would be up to come. Though if I would have predicted it to be a Water type and just gone for that Thunderbolt on the swap, that would have been great. I don't know if there was really that much benefit to protecting other than to keep myself from getting poisoned. Yeah, taking that amount of damage is preferable over getting poisoned on my Diddle. And he's gonna go for the Protect. I guess this is a stally Pokemon too. Then again, Metalics tend to be bulky, and I'm pretty sure this sort of set would be the best way to raise one. Although I have seen a video once where it was used offensively and actually used quite well. So it goes to show you that anything can happen in a Pokemon battle, including using a Raichu. I think this is just my favorite thing about Imposter Diddle. It allows me to experiment with other people's Pokemon and find some really cool ones that I wouldn't have used otherwise. You know that Mega Charizard I've used a couple times? I'm pretty sure a big inspiration for using it was some of the battles I had against it. Especially the ones where I got to use Mega Charizard Y as my Diddle. So there's two things I'm glad for. One, I got the Toxic off because eventually Toxic will take it out unless he swaps out. Two, I'm glad I was able to get a safe switch onto my Mega Charizard Y, because now I can Solar Beam it, and Solar Beaming it will be a lot more effective. Even if it does have a Water type move, I am not worried. I got the Sun, I can't get burned by Scald. pretty sure the only thing this metallic could do is stall. And I'm pretty sure that even if I were to get poisoned, that I'll be able to take it out before that's an issue. Granted, here comes an issue. His final move being toxic. Considering this set, I kinda saw that coming. My only concern at this point is taking out this metallic, because things will be a lot better for me if I can take it out. It'll be a safe assurance. That toxic does not do enough. And he decides to swap his Pokemon out, which is very bad for me. Because if I have any Pokemon out besides Charizard when he swaps that metallic back in, then it can just recover and get all of his health back, and there's nothing I can do. Umbreon wouldn't be faster, and my Ditto is completely relying on the Pokemon that he has out. I'm glad I went for a Flamethrower over Solar Beam, because otherwise, that Charizard would have a lot more health. It goes into Mega himself. But since I did over half health damage to him, I am able to take it out with the Air Slash. However, next turn I probably do a bad play, and I say probably just because I don't know the stats of who would be faster. He sends out his Raichu. That kinda scares me out, because I need this Charizard for Manalik. So I go into Umbreon to finish it off, but if I was faster than the Raichu, I could've just stayed up with my Charizard and taken out with a Flamethrower from that range. As for the Raichu itself, I am not worried. I'm pretty sure Umbreon can take hits, especially with the Sun out. I can just heal off any damage it does until it runs out of Toxic in the worst case scenario. But my opponent did a good play. I'm pretty sure my opponent played me like a deck of cards. That bad case scenario I was talking about, it happened. Plus, I went for the healing move instead of Dark Pulse just to be on the safe side. So this Manalik is going to get a free recover next turn. Lucky for me, the sun runs out, and I say lucky because now I can just bring my Charizard in and not have to worry about the sun running out the turn it comes in. So even if it does get one recover off, I will be able to take it out with a Solar Beam. So that's pretty much what I gotta do to win the battle. So I swap out my Umbreon, hoping that my opponent goes for the recover, get my Charizard out here, get the sun back on the field, so next turn I can go for the Solar Beam. And if the Solar Beam does not take it out, the Toxic will. Thankfully for me, everything's going according to plan. Didn't go for the water move, went straight for the recover. Although, if it didn't go for the recover, it'd probably take itself out with Toxic Poison, so either way is not looking good for my opponent. That was probably the best move I could have done. Can't forget about the fact that I'm poisoned. I mean, in taking out this Manalik, it won't matter, but he does still have to Raichu. And this Manalik does have Protect, so it is going to try to stall me for toxic damage. However, I am not too worried. As long as I take out this Manalik, I am confident that I can either take out his Raichu with my Umbreon or my Ditto. I know from past experience using his Raichu that it is all a matter of who has less HP, especially if we both get poisoned. So I'm pretty sure that if I just Protect Stall, in the worst case scenario, I would have been able to defeat his Raichu with my Ditto, although using Umbreon would have been a better choice. So despite the Protect Stall, I do manage to take out his Metallic. I do take quite a bit of damage from the Toxic of all that, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't matter. The Raichu does have Thunderbolt, we've confirmed this, and it's a matter of who goes first. Thankfully, I did the smart play of swapping out my Charizard earlier on, because that Raichu does outspeed me and take out Charizard Y. So scratch the fact that I said that it was possibly a bad play for me to swap out. I would have liked to stay in and take out the Raichu, but obviously as you can see, that wouldn't have happened. My Umbreon can just stay in here, and even if I just did Moonlight over and over, he would eventually lose to the poison. But I'm gonna be a good sport and just take him out now. So with that, I have another victory on my belt. Going for this video, now I'm kind of interested in looking up Raichu, seeing where his stats are at. I don't think I've used Raichu for anything, let alone competitive battling, since the Red and Blue days. I was that generic Pokemon fan who would use Pikachu, never evolve it, and just give it a light ball. So I gotta see if Raichu is worth investigating. So thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, like the video, it helps. You can check out more Pokemon battles by clicking the annotation on screen. If you enjoy this channel and my commentary, I also have Pokemon Coliseum and my first playthrough of Sly Cooper and the Phoebius Raccoonus going on at the current time. And once again, feel free to comment about Raichu in the comments below, or heck, comment about anything that you liked about the video. I don't mind it either way. Thank you all again for watching. This has been Jackie K, and I'll see you all later.